Hello people, we are back with another M.S.G review. This one is for Weapon Pack 8, or Weapon Unit 8, that is the Lance and Double Blade. So again, we have another Lance unit with a couple extras. Today, it's a big, bulky, fat Lance. Looks like a drill almost. And a couple of blades that are reconfigurable in many different ways, shapes, and forms. So these blades, I do have 2 packs of this. So you get the big fat drill. They call it a lance, but I'm calling it a drill. Look at it rotate. So, and you get a pack of like scissor blades, which is pretty cool. And they are reconfigurable in many different ways. They do have a couple of attachment points for 3mm pegs and a couple of handles so that you can use them like the Zaku is using them. Those are just sitting in his hands. I can lift them right out. There's no grip on them for that particular guy. I will swap them out to see how they work with each other character. But in terms of size, I think that works pretty fantastically. That's a pretty big sword, but not out of character or design for what we see in universe. This, however, it's a little funny. You know, it's pretty big compared to what a Gundam is capable of carrying usually. But we're going to go ahead and swap them out and see what they look like the other way. Alright, liking what I see here. The Gundam looks pretty great with those 2 scissor type blades in his hands, ready to slice and dice. Zaku looks like he's getting a little floppy with that heavy gun or drill. That said, he holds that in his hand perfectly. I think that's the first time I've had no issue with holding something that I've reviewed here at all. So there's no issue. Fits in there just right. He's capable of wielding that no problem. And it doesn't look too out of place. It's fat. It looks like a construction tool. Very cool. I like it. I got Halo fans, right? Look at this. totally page out of that book. Definitely a cool use of the scissor type blades. Let's go on to the next. Alright, and here is Jinrai with the drills. I put one underslung to see what that looks like, and I think I prefer that to the overhand. So here he is with the overhand, and here he is underslung. And I think it looks a lot better with it underneath. So we're going to keep it like that for the next one if we use it. Alright, so that's Jinrai. There really aren't too many bows. We need to get that fixed. But you can use that as an improvised bow. Like, you know, get some archery done. Shoot some arrows downrange. Get that practice down, Architect. Alright, well, this one sizes decently enough for the frame arms girl. She doesn't really like to hold it. Her hands are a little bit too sketchy for that big a handle and that kind of weight. They keep falling out. So I just kind of propped it over here, and it seems like she's doing some drilling. That said, I'm sure some of the later models would probably be able to hold it up okay. It just seems like her range of motion isn't quite apt for this one in particular. We're going to go ahead and try it out with Chaos and Pretty. Alright, I heard you guys like Tonfas, so we went ahead and reconfigured the blades. Those are probably a little long for what I was going for, but definitely a cool use for those blades, probably on something like a master grade or on one of the larger frame arms kits. Very cool. Alright, and this is probably contrary to what it actually is, but looks like she can aim that thing downrange and see, maybe launch a missile at it or something. The big, heavy drill is very difficult for them to hold without losing a clutch in their hands, but she is capable of wielding it if you are careful. She does hold it a little bit better than the Architect does. Okay, size-wise, I think actually the Alex is the one that takes it. It looks like to me that this would be a easy handheld weapon for the big boy. Uh, Underslung is the way to hold it if you do want to use it that way. He could probably hold it in that centerpiece there too. But problem being his hand isn't quite designed to work with that handle. Very loose in there. So just be strategic with how you do it. Maybe use some poster tack, and that definitely does work in my opinion. Alright, so using them as the Halo Beam Blade, Plasma Sword, and as a single, that didn't work very well. I put some poster tack on there so that it could try to stick, but I wanted to fall over. But as a single blade and the Plasma Sword configuration, they don't look too bad. In scale, I think they work. Probably a little bit small, but um, who's going to complain if you're close quarters? You just grab anything that's nearby, right? That said, with this set, I think it's a win. It's not a heavy weapons unit like the previous, so it's going to be a little bit cheaper to find. This one I want to say was $6, $7 when I bought it. It does come with handles for these guys, so they are usable with other things that have the 3mm peg inside. You could just port it right on, easy peasy, no problem. And this nice double connector is pretty cool for other kinds of things. You can get some flexibility out of it. The drill, I bought it for this because, you know me, lances, I love lances. Anytime I can get my hands on a lance, I'm going to go ahead and try to do it. That said, I think this is the weak point of the set. It's not beautiful. It's nothing to write home about. It is very chunky. I would definitely think it would be more useful on a Hexagears kit. It's obviously huge for a 1/24 scale humanoid, but I think some of the vehicles could probably work with something in this size. So when I go back and start adding Hexagears to my list here, we can build one of those kits finally. We're gonna see how that works. I'll try to revisit this set in particular. That said, buy this one because this isn't a bad extra for those, and those are pretty nice. I like those a lot. And if you like lances like me, this one isn't a loser. It's just mediocre. So yeah, it's probably 5 or 6 out of 10 for these sets that I've been reviewing so far. I know I haven't put any numbers on them, but that's the first one you're going to get from me, probably the last, because I don't like numbering things. But yeah, mediocre kit. Not bad, not great. Thank you all for watching and being patient with my long spiels about how much I dislike or like something. And for telling you again how many times that I like lances and spears. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.